morning. I hope that you had a wonderful day yesterday with lots of fun. And I saw some of your J's that you did, and they were so cool to see. And I saw some of you were writing your names too. So let's go ahead and sing hello. You ready? Get out that waving hand. Here we go. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? How are you this morning? I am fine and I hope you are too. I am fine and I hope you are too. I am fine and I hope you are too. How are you this morning? Turn to your neighbor and wave your hand. Turn to your neighbor and wave your hand. Turn to your neighbor and wave your hand. Wave your hand this morning. Now, it still hasn't changed. I still miss you all lots, and so does Miss Eileen and Miss Sierra. So we're going to hold tight and sing our song. Ready? You are my family, my school family. I feel so happy when you are near. I hope you know, friends, how much I like you. When we're apart, I'll keep you here. And not just here, but also right here in my heart too. Now, before we do the morning message, there is something very cool. Miss Eileen made a video yesterday, and she has posted it on Bloom's. I'm going to also link her video down in the description, but it is the coolest thing. You need to go check it out. And she really misses each and every one of you. So now we're going to do our morning message. Let's see who our leader is. You ready? Dear class, today Kalia is our leader. Kalia likes, let me look and see, to sing, dance, and be a diva. Ooh. Today we are talking about scenes. Oh, I need an S on the end because there's multiple scenes, not just one. So today we get to talk about the scenes, especially because what did we plant on Monday? Scenes. So let's go ahead and read our morning message. You know what, I want a magic thumb today. Move that thumb like this or like this. You ready? Begin. Dear class, today Kalia is our leader. Kalia likes to sing, dance, and be a diva. Today we are talking about scenes. Now, there are many ways to talk about scenes. I'm going to start, you all know, by reading a book. And it is called The Tiny Seed. What do you think it's going to be about? The tiny seed. Well, is it going to be a big seed? No, because it says tiny. And I see right here, ooh, a flower. So I bet it must be a seed, about a seed that turns into a flower. Now, this book is written by one of my favorite authors, whose name is Eric Carlisle. How many of you have read The Hungry Caterpillar? He is the one who also wrote The Hungry Caterpillar. So let's begin to read. Now, in this book, it's going to tell us the life cycle of a flower. Now, we talked about a cycle that is a circle that starts at one place and goes around and has lots of steps, but it always ends up back in the same place. This is going to happen in this book. It's going to start as a seed. Lots of things are going to happen, and we'll find out in our book. Then it will end as a seed. So let's see what happens. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they going? So can you see the tiny seed? Remember, tiny means small. Right here. Let's count how many seeds there are all together. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 seeds that we're going to be following. Let's see what happens to them. One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up it goes. It flies too high and the sun's hot rays burn it up. But this tiny seed sails on with the others. So how did this one seed go? How did we already lose one seed? It got burned up. It went too close to the sun. Let's count how many seeds there are left. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 minus 1 equals 9. All right, let's see what happens next. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts, and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. So what happened to this seed? Where does it land? On a cold mountain. Can seeds grow in snow and ice? Do we see them outside? Do we see flowers outside in the winter? No. So now how many do we have left? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 minus 1 equals 8. We have 8 seeds left. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. Now, what happened to this seed? It did. It went right into the ocean and it can't fly anymore. And if there's no dirt, it can't grow. So now let's see how many seeds are left. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 minus 1 equals 7. One seed drifts down onto the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. What happened to this seed? Yeah, it landed on sand, and it's dry and hot. What do you have to do and check your plant every day? You have to see if it is wet. So if it's dry, will the seed grow? No. Let's see how many seeds there are now. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 minus 1 equals 6. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird cannot see it. So what happened to this one? He got eaten. So will he grow? No, he was someone's lunch. Let's count and see how many seeds have landed now. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seeds are left. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch, but the tiny seed lies very still, and the mouse does not see it. Oh no, what happened to this guy? He got eaten. Oh no! Now how many are left? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 minus 1 equals 4. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls, the seeds grow so round and full that they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore. They are plants. First, they send roots down into the earth. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big, fat weed. It takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small new plants, and the little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it too starts to grow into a plant. So this one is a little bit harder. Why did this plant or seed not grow? Because this big old weed, another plant, blocked it. See how it's blocking it and it's not letting what come onto it? The rain, and it won't even let sunlight come. So that's why this one isn't growing. So how many plants do we have left? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 plants left. So 4 minus 1 equals 3. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun in springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along, and oh, he breaks one. Now it can't grow anymore. So what happened to this plant? Why can't it grow? Yeah, it got stepped on, didn't it? A child broke it. And so it can no longer grow. Unlike a human that if we break something we can go and get a cast, we really can't do that for plants. How many plants do we have left? Let's count. 1, 2. So 3 minus 1 equals 2. Now look here. Which one is the tiny seed? Is it this one? No, it's this one. It is the smaller plant. Now I wonder what's going to happen. So I bet we lose another plant because we've been going down. We've been subtracting 1 every page. Wonder what will happen this time. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And now even a flower. Shall we count and see if there really is 7? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my goodness, it does have 7 leaves. But what is happening? What's going to happen? You see a hand here. What is that hand going to do? First there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over them, then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. So he pulled it out of the ground. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. Now that's really nice, isn't it? When we give things to our friends. And the big thing is though, once we pick a flower, it no longer grows. So you have to be sure that you are ready for that plant to stop growing before you give it to someone or pick it off. So now how many are there? Just the 1. 2 minus 1 equals 1. Now wait a minute, is that a tiny seed? Look at it down here. Here are people. Here's a house and trees. Is this a tiny flower, a tiny seed? Not anymore. Look at how big it is. How big do you think that is? I bet it's at least 2 houses stacked on top of each other. So if you live in a 2-story house, I bet it's as tall as your house. That's not tiny. That's humongous, giant. It is so many that it's no longer tiny. Now it is summer. Now the tiny plant from this tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big, beautiful flower. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. The wind is blowing harder. The flower has lost almost all its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower's seeds pop opens. Out comes many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away on the wind. So look, there's a whole bunch of seeds again. Shall we count and see how many seeds this big flower made? Let's count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. Is 66 bigger or smaller than 10? Bigger, you're right. And how do you know? Because look at how many seeds, huh? And that's the end. So I said at the beginning that it's like a circle, that we started somewhere. We started with a seed, and then it goes around and it ends with a seed. Let's talk about that. I'm going to turn you back here and I'm going to go get my markers. So I am going to create a life cycle circle. This is how it works. When we began, a flower begins with a seed. So I'm going to start with that seed. All right, my seed is here. It looks just like that. At least the ones in the story did. And then we draw an arrow. This arrow just means this is the next step. So we draw. What comes next? After we get the seed, what happens next? Let's look and see. It has to land and be buried in dirt. Yes, that's what I want to do. So it gets buried and it starts to grow. Very little pieces. In fact, I'm going to just show it like this. Woo! Marker went flying. It starts very little. Not too much. And then what happens next? The flower, so there's our seed still under the ground. But now we start to get the plant. It might have a few leaves and things, but does it have its flower yet? Not yet. Then what happens? What happens next? So we have our plant. What needs to come on top? A flower. So let's draw a flower. Woo! It got even bigger and taller. And you know what? I really like it. So I'm going to make a red flower just like our story. And I'm going to use circles to make the petals. Now we have our beautiful flower. And in our story, what happened to the flower after it got big in the autumn? The wind came and it blew all the seed pod out, and all the seeds flew. And so once that flower ended, it became a seed. So this is the life cycle of a flower and how it grows. We are doing the exact same thing right now with our plants. Shall we see what stage our plant is in right now? All right, I brought mine. I still don't see any green yet. So ours is it up here? Is it by itself? Nope. It's down here and it is starting to grow under the ground. So it's growing, we just can't see it yet. So after this, what comes next? We get a little plant and then it grows and becomes a flower. So when you look at your plant, make sure you touch the dirt. It should come back and it should feel damp. See, in fact, when I bring it out, some sticks to my finger and it makes my finger feel wet. That is right where it should be, how much water it should have. And make sure you also need to keep it in the sun. Because for a plant to grow, it needs dirt, water, and sun. So we'll keep checking in on our plants and see how they are growing. But other than that, make sure you are writing in your plant journal what you see and drawing it too. If you want, you can even draw this as well to show what you're going to be seeing soon enough. So I love you, and I will see you again tomorrow, and have a wonderful day.